like that's working to me. Let's check that out. All right, cool. Cool. Well, we setting up for our first solo play battle report thing of 2023 of the new year. It's pretty darn cool. So today we are taking a look at Rangers of Shadowdeep. Last week we put together our warband with Boglin. Sorry, I probably covered an enchilada sugar, but we are. Last week we put together our warband with Boglin, our little goblin buddy here, and his warband team of like this Templar and this living mushroom and this dude who's a recruit, gets drunk on the job, and a couple others. We've got Conjurer here with magic mushroom powers that does healing. We've got an archer with a we're going to treat this as a crossbow. Really, it's a squigapult, but we'll treat it as a crossbow. We've got a warhound. We're going to name the warhound Glub, because that sounds like a nice name for a squig. And I painted up a couple other buddies. This one is going to just be a hello. This one's going to just be a villager in case we need them, because that's just a thing that we might need for this scenario. And then this is the bat that my boss can summon. So when we made our characters last week, this is the bat that my boss can summon. So we've got a whole team. Then I've got a whole bunch of bad guys. These are my vampire guys that I painted out for Rangers of Shadowdeep. The scenario calls for giant rats. All my giant rats are downstairs. So we've got giant bats and a whole host of different kinds of zombies. Here's the lady in the red dress. These are so are there any other fun one? Here's a lady from The Grudge. Here's a lady with a shovel. All my zombies aren't ladies, I swear. Here's a dude who looks like he's eating a rat. Yep, he's clearly eating a rat. And, oh, here we go. This one's cool. There's a dude with an axe in his head. That's pretty fun. So, yeah, so we're gonna play a bunch of Rangers of Shadowdeep using these dudes. We're gonna do the first scenario. The first scenario calls for like a little cottagey, villagey thing. I don't have that in terrain. What I do have is meat trees. So we're gonna be using meat trees. One, I wanted to play Rangers of Shadowdeep. Two, get to use my meat trees because I like them so much. And two, I don't know, it kind of fits my goblin guys, right? Like, this could easily be a goblin town, right? But, yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce over because I've got the digital version still of the rulebook. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the first scenario, which is somewhere. Here we go. And we'll start reading that off. Oh, I need a deck of cards. Shit. Oh, there's also a dice roll. I can do it on a D20. Alright, we'll do the dice roll. Scenario 1. The Deserted Village. As soon as you came within sight of the nameless village, you knew that something wasn't right. There was no sound of man or animal, no movement except for the gentle swaying of the trees in the breeze. the meat trees and the breeze. Closer in, you could see bodies. There we go. So you guys can see what I'm reading now, instead of just looking at the table. A little more interesting, probably. Closer in, you can see bodies laying in the dirt and smell the stench of death. Undaunted, you covered your face and carried on. Whatever happened here, it was your duty to try to discover the truth, and if possible, determine the fate of Aventine. You had just reached the center of the village, and were about to split up in search, when a horrible moaning sound came from all around. Who is Aventine? Oh, there's a mission description. Okay. So let's do the mission description. It has been less than a week since the destruction of Larenthia, that's like the neighboring town, and the appearance of the Shadowdeep. But in that time, the world has seemingly gone mad. Reports of strange creatures and evil men, and evil-robed men are flooding in from all around the new border. Even with every soldier, ranger, and volunteer mobilized, the kingdom is stretched thin. 3 days ago, a veteran ranger by the name of Aventine went out to investigate reports of an attack on a nearby village. He has not returned. Determined to find the missing ranger, you've gathered what companions you can and set off for the village. It's an 8-hour hike over difficult terrain. Alright, that's where we are. So we're looking for a fellow missing Gobbo, I guess. And we are coming to this village filled with dead boys. Should be played on a 3x3. I don't have a 3x3. I've got this incursion style table, so that's what we're going to use. 4 or 5 small buildings should be placed around in a rough circle. Okay, I've got that. That's kind of this area here, right? We'll treat each one of these platforms as a building. So it'll give us 4 buildings. In a rough circle, no building should be closer than 6 inches to the nearest hero. Okay? The rest of the table should be covered in scattered trees, rocks, and possibly a small stream. Don't have a stream, but I've got a bunch of scattered terrain and bones and stuff. Okay, so my guys are going to start in the middle. So we can do that. We'll put our guys here in the middle. Gonna go swap back to the comp so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Just so you guys can see it as well. There we go. I do like this doesn't really use like inches, it just kind of gives you an idea. I like that. That's really nice. Okay. And then we've got clues in a couple of the buildings and clues like on the outside. So let's see, there's what, 6 clues? Okay. Oh, let me use 6-sided dice for clues. I'll have to 3D print up some clue markers. That'll be nice. There we go. I'll swap to this guy. I'll try to find some cool clue markers. Or something to use as a clue marker. In the meantime, we'll use these 6-sided dice. 2, 3. Alright, so we got, what, 6 of them, right? 2 in the buildings, 1 on each corner. Okay. Alright, so we got 2 in the buildings. So we'll go ahead and we will put 1, let's say, in that building. We'll put 1 in, we'll try to put them in, we'll put 1 in that building because it's separate. And then we got 1, say, over here, the big skull. Then we'll put 1 kind of further away. We'll put that one really far away. Put this one over here. And then I don't really want to put anything in this area, in this like dead zone over here, because it's kind of a like a filming dead zone. So we'll go ahead and we'll put 1 in this building instead. I think that maintains like the spirit, right, of the setup for them. I think that's kind of the goal, right? And then let's see. We've got how many zombies on the table? We've got 1 zombie right close off. Bonk. I figured this would be more fun to set up together so you guys could see what goes into the setup, and while I also learn it. I thought that would be more fun. And then there's a giant rat over here. Make that bat. Boop, bloop. Sorry, I'm probably swapping the camera willy-nilly crazy like. So we got a zombie over here. We got a zombie here. We got a zombie there. So there's 4 zombies on the table, 2 giant rats on the table. Okay, that's cool. All right. Everything else is going to start off the table. I just grabbed extra zombies and stuff in case they show up during the scenario. There's a giant rat. Okay. Alright, and then we can roll dice for the clue markers, it seems like. Yeah, so this is the clue marker table. It looks like we can roll dice for it. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. We got the 6 clue markers. One should be placed inside each of the 2. Okay, yeah, we got that. Around 14 inches from the center point. I have a smaller table, so it's going to be shorter distances. It should be equal distances, even though the table, so that doesn't make any difference. 2 giant rats. 1 building should be placed 6 inches from the center point. Okay, that's cool. Choose 1 figure to make a special rolls. Alright. Before the scenario begins, choose 1 figure to make a perception roll. If successful, you may move one of the clue markers that is not a house 6 inches towards the figure. Okay. Whenever a figure moves into contact with a clue marker, end its action immediately and roll in the clue marker table below. Once this roll is made, remove the clue marker from the table. Each result in the clue marker table can only be attained once. 2 buildings contain clue markers are locked. To enter them, a figure must make it. See what that is to make sure it's not anything crazy. Okay. Okay, not anything crazy. People are setting up a magic game night. Let's see. They have to make a pick lock roll to get into the building or a strength roll. So I guess they can pick the door or smash their way in. If there are no clue markers in this house, it is the nearest clue marker. During the event phase, for each turn, the player should draw 1 event card. The scenario ends after 8 turns have been played. Okay, so I guess I do need cards for this. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Poopy, I say. Something to know we need for next time is cards. So let's see, how many are here? There is 4. There's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay. Let me think about that. Alright, so I don't have cards for today, so I don't know where my Malifaux deck's got to. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll in D8 and the first duplicate we get is going to be 9. That's how we're going to treat that. 200 IQ right there. Alright, see what else we need. And then we can increase the difficulty if we want to. Okay, we'll keep it the standard difficulty, I think. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, alright. Okay. I think we've got it all figured out finally. I think we are good to start our first game of Rangers of Shadowdeep. Okay. There we go. There's my guys. Okay. So, Rangers of Shadowdeep. We start off in the Ranger phase, and then the monsters go, and then the rest of my guys go. Now, my Ranger, I believe, can activate up to 2 guys with him as like a group activation thing, similar to how it works in Frostgrave. So that means that I would activate all my guys. They would do 1 move action and then 1 additional action like that. Or I can activate them all independently. I think that might actually be what I end up doing. Just for the first turn. Okay. Alright, so I gotta activate my Ranger. Yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll activate the Ranger, and I think we can activate up to 2 guys within 3 inches. So we'll go ahead and activate the Ranger, the Archer, and our friend, the Magic Mushroom. So I'm going to bounce back to the sheet that we did last time. This guy right here, where we made this. And I'm going to use this stuff to determine these stats and stuff, what my guys can do. Alright, so the Warhounds can move 8, the Archer can move 6, my guy can move 7. Okay, that's easy enough to remember. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's move my guy first. I think I'm going to have him just start beelining for clues, to be honest. I think that's the best thing to do. So we're just going to put him right there. The Archer's just going to stay where he is. He's not going to move. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll move him. Archer's going to go over here. Just so he has a nice clear line of shot at one of these zombos. And the Mushroom, we'll have the Mushroom start trying to get in that combats. We'll have the Mushroom move just off camera down there. See on this camera? Magic Mushroom right there. Alright. Alright. So since that was a group activation, we do all their activations like in turn. So now what I'm going to do is they all get to do their second action now. So in the case of my boss, he's going to use his magic enchant weapon spell, and I'm going to use that on the Templar right here. So the Templar is now going to have an additional +1 fight, and his weapon's going to count as magic. I don't think the magic thing will come up in this scenario, but just worth pointing out. So that's how that's going to work. So he's got an additional +1 every time he fights, and he has magic. And yeah, okay. So that's going to be his action, because spells count as actions, even though abilities do not. And then my Archer here is going to shoot at the zombie. That's right there. Let's do the zoom in action. There we go. You can just see the zombie's noggin. Right there. That's the zombie we're going to shoot at from this Archer. Now, to do this, we're going to make a shoot roll against the Zombo. And the Zombo is going to get to do an action back. Alright. Grab those two for now. Okay. So, we're each going to roll a d20, and then we will add in all of our bonuses to it after that. So, roll a d20 time. Alright, so I rolled a 1, and he rolled a 4. I'm fairly certain 1s are critical failures. That's just like a, I fail no matter what. Pretty sure that's how it works in Rangers of the Shadowdeep. But even if it's not, no matter what bonuses I have, I'm not going to get through the zombie's armor. So that was a pointless roll. Okay, cool. So, my archer shot and launched his first squig, and it did nothing. Now, I have a little magic mushroom who's just off the camera. He can't fight because he's too far away. He could snap into combat. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use his second move and just move him half his distance back because I changed my mind and I think I want him to be kind of in this area instead. So that way he can head off whatever monster comes. Alright. Now, all the monsters get to go. So, let's move some monsters. Okay, let's see how far zombies move. Let me check the book. I don't think it's very far. I think it's like 4 inches. Is it in the scenario or is it at the very end? It's at the very end. Okay. Give me a sec. I'm trying to find the bestiary. I know it's in here somewhere. I'm just zooming through the book real quick. Where's the bestiary? Okay, so for anyone that's curious, the bestiary is around page 80. It's actually before all the scenarios, I think. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So, plonk. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing, it's a little more interesting. I'm looking up zombie. Terroring. Interesting. Okay. Maybe the zombies are at the... Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I should have just looked up zombie in the back. Okay, we're just going to look up zombie in the back. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Swamp zombies on 86. What's a regular zombie? These aren't swamp zombies. Zombies on 88. Okay. I know how books work. I know how numbers work. I can look things up. Shadow Knight, Skeletal Knight, Skeleton. Swamp zombie. Okay. Or zombie. Ghouls / golems, darkroot. Vulture. Zombie. It's actually on page 90. Good job. Index lying to me. Alright. The evil within the shadow deep delights in using the bodies of the dead to strike terror into the living. Vile necromancers, strange alchemy, and even certain poisons are used to turn people into mindless zombies that are sent against their one-time friends and allies. Alright, so he has no pluses to anything. He has an armor 12 and he has a move 4. Okay, cool. Alright. Okay. So, can he get to within an inch of my dude with the first 4 move? Not really, but he'll get there with the second one. So the zombie that got shot at is going to snap to and engage my archer in melee. This zombie down here, he's going to do his first move of 4, and then he's going to do his second move of 2, because the second move is half. Same thing for this zombie here, who's just off camera. Bonk, that's the one I just moved. Then we got this zombie over here, who's going to do the same thing. And just get moving up. And we've got giant bats. Oh, that means I gotta go back to the bestiary. Motherfucker. I'm imagining giant bats, or giant rats can go pretty far. Giant snake, giant spider, giant rat. Move 6, armor 6. Okay, easy to remember. I'll have to print those out as like a set of cards. That'll make that a lot easier. Okay. So, this one here is going to move up and force combat with my recruit. Where is it better from this angle? That one's better. Alright, so this giant rat is going to move up and force combat with my recruit. So the giant rat has no bonuses. Giant rat is going to be green. We are going to be yellow because gobos. So I got a 19. It got a 4. Alright. So I got a 19. It got a 4. I'm going to beat it because it has no bonuses at all. Alright. Now I have 19. What I'm going to do to that is I'm going to add my pluses to combat to that and use it to calculate damage. So this is my recruit. My recruit is armed with a hand weapon, which is going to give him +1 to fight, and he naturally has +2 to fight. So this is going to become 20 for +1, and then it's going to become a 22. Now, 22 points of damage are going to go into this bat. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to minus out the armor out of that 22 points of damage. Which is the armor. The bat has an armor of 6, which means the bat's going to take 16 points of damage. Now, the bat, I'm sure does not have 16 life. The bat has 1 life. So that bat is like beyond paste. It's just goo. Like it's like it might have even been atomized. That's how much damage that bat took to kill it. So he is gone. All right. Let's see. We have another bat. Down. There he is. The other bat right here. That's our batty friend. So he's going to move up 6 and then force combat with our buddy, the mushroom. The combat shroom. Should have made the shroom the caster is what I should have done. But the shroom is he's just a dog. That's what he is. He's a combat dog. So he's going to try to fight my magic shroom. I got a 13. They got a 4. Wow, not a good day to be them. So my dog has a fight of +1. So obviously we're going to win this. So that's going to be, well, definitely more than 1 damage going in either way. So that giant rat is dead. I think it would have been 7. All right. Man, okay, so we pasted some giant rats. And that's it for the enemy turns. Now, it moves into like the turn of like my companions, all right, where I get to activate any companions I haven't activated already. So, we are, let's see, most of my guys have a move of 6. So, I'm going to send my Conjurer on a little trek all the way over here. He's going to double move, so he's going to go 6, and then an additional 3, which is going to put him at 9. And then this guy here, let's see, my recruit. I've got to get some of these clue markers. What I got to do. We're going to send the recruit over here, and he's going to try to gain access to this little hovel. So this is a strength check or a picklock check. He has better, I believe, picklock than strength. No, he has better strength than picklock. Sorry, got that backwards there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hold on, I'm trying to get to the our table. All right. So let's see. It is a TN8 check. So we're going to use his strength, which is, he doesn't have any bonuses or anything to it. Okay. We're going to use a TN8 check for him. So I'm going to roll this, and we'll see if he can get access to that house. All right, let's go. All right, so I rolled a 9. Okay, so he's gained access to the house. That house is now open, which is pretty good. So guys can now get into that house. Okay, and then we're going to move 6 down here with my Templar. And we're going to try to turn this zombie... yeah, we're going to try to turn the zombie into paste. That's what we're going to do. So... Whoa, okay. As I throw everything around with dice. Alright, let's see what we got. I got a 5 to their 9. Oh, is there any way I can make 5 points? I believe my Templar, let's check, let me check his stats. The Templar has a fight of +4, plus the additional +1. So he's actually going to win that, and the weapon has an additional +2 damage. So it means he's going to be doing 12. Unfortunately, the zombie has 12. But it does mean that he wins the fight and the zombie doesn't hit him back. So that's pretty good. So at least he won, even though it was not super killy. Next, my dog's gonna move up. All right, because my idea is to keep these two like in a pack so they can support each other. Because now that they're both engaging this thing, they're gonna have there's gonna be a +2 fight bonus, right? Because, like, in theory, they both can help each other fight this zombie. So they're going to get a bonus to this. Alright, so my dog's going to try to eat the zombie. It's got a 12 versus a 12. My dog's going to have a +1 and then a +2 from the combat here. From having a buddy. So that means that we're going to end up doing 3 points of damage into this zombie, because the zombie has an armor of 12. I figured I would use these white D8s. I'm assuming the zombie's got more than 3 life. We'll also just look it up real quick. Let me check. As I am assuming the zombie has more than 3 life. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yep, zombie's got 6 life. So it's going to have 3 life left. So we'll mark that up. Okay. So that is it for the first turn. Now we're going to draw an event card. In this case, we're going to roll a d8. We rolled a 6. Yeah, I'm going to have to print up these monster cards, so I don't have to always go back and forth, because that's a right pain in the tail. Alright, so I rolled a 6. Giant rats. place 2 giant rats on the table adjacent to 2 randomly determined buildings. If possible, these rats should be placed out of line of sight of any heroes. It's not possible to place them as close to a hero as possible. Okay, alright. 2 giant rats. I've got 4 buildings, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first rat is going to be 5, 6. Second rat's going to be over here. Okay, 2 rats back on the table. Rats back on the menu. And they're supposed to go out of line of sight. So we can do that. Bonk, bonk, like that. Surprise rats that were just hiding out of line of sight. Okay. So that's us moving down to turn 2. You can see how similar this game is to like Stargrave and Frostgrave and stuff, right? It's very similar, just the difference is like how the scenarios work, with more of like a single player emphasis, and how you build your warband, right? Like your war leader doesn't have to be like a mage or whatever, right? Or you can make a mage if you want, but you don't have to have one. So it is very much like a little more open there. Alright. So my guy unfortunately does not have anyone near him. So he's going to pretty much just move. And then he's going to... so here he is right here. He's going to move up and then over to this objective marker. And then we're going to... We could check the objective marker. Yeah, let's check the objective marker. Let's see what it is. Alright, so I think we roll a d20 for that. I rolled an 18. And I think we check to see what it is on the table. Table says treasure. Treat the clue marker as a treasure token. If this token is being carried by a hero at the end of the scenario, you roll to see what treasure has been found. Alright. So he's got himself a nice piece of treasure. Nice. Okay, cool. So we got a piece of treasure. It's pretty good. Alright, so since I didn't group activate because all my guys were too far away, it's now going to be the enemy activation turn. So what we're going to do is any enemies in combat first are going to go, and then closest enemies, etc., etc., etc. There we go. So you don't have to look at my fat belly. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's do this combat down here. The Zombo is going to go ahead and it's going to hit my Templar. Actually, it should hit the dog because the dog has the least life. So it's going to go ahead and it's going to hit the dog. That's going to be 19 to 6. Oof. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Okay, so I'm going to have +1 to this. And then it's going to be 19 to 7. Which is just, ow, there's no way I can do anything about that. 19 damage coming in. How much armor and life does the dog have? I do not think it has much. Okay, he has 10 armor and 8 life. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had my first casualty. R.I.P. The little doggo. He tried. He tried his best. Now he goes to the place of shame as the first casualty. Oh, that sucked. That sucked a lot. Okay. Well, poopy. But no crying over spilled squigs. So, this guy here is engaged with my archer, so he's going to hit my archer. So that is 17 to 2. So my guy's going to hit him back. So this is going to be 18 because my guy has a +1 from the hand weapon. So the guy has... This is 18, right? So that's gone. So I win. 18 minus his 12 armor is 6, which is exactly enough to kill him. Man, I guess we're just going tit for tat at the moment, huh? All right. I should keep count of how many things I've killed because I think you get experience for it at the end. So let me actually open a document and do that. See, this is nice because like you can kind of learn what you need to like have if you're gonna play yourself, right? So we've killed giant rats, 2 zombos. There we go. Cool. All right, sweet. We are good for that. All right, cool. All right, so there's the giant rats and stuff. They're gonna move up. This one over here, that's just behind the tree because he was hiding. He's gonna move up and try to force combat with my conjurer. The conjurer has a hand weapon, so it's going to be 12 to 13. Unfortunately, that is not enough for me to win. So that's going to be 13 coming in. My guy has an armor of 10, so he's going to take 3 points of damage. Ouchie. Alrighty. Let's see. Who else do we got? We've got another giant rat here. Just going to come up. Oh, stop being off camera. And come up and force combat with my boss. My boss has a 16 to a 16, but my boss also has +2 from his weapon. Oh, wait, no. This conjurer actually... Shit. Messed that one up. Because the conjurer actually has additional pluses, but I don't remember what I rolled, so we'll let it stand, but to remember in the future. So my boss has a +3 fight, +2 from his staff. Right? Or is the staff just +2 damage? Hold on, let me say. Okay, the staff is just +2 damage. Okay. It's not +2 to fight or whatever. Okay. So he's going to win because he's got +3, which is going to make 19, 21. This bat is paced. Alright, and I'll record that in the YouTubes as another giant rat dead. I've got a like running tally page now. Okay, cool. Let's see. What zombies have not gone? This guy here. He cannot get end combat. He can almost. He's just slightly out. This guy here can move up to support his buddy, but that's it. Okay. That's all the zombies' turns. Now it is my turn. into the house and check what this clue marker is with our recruit. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to roll. I rolled a 15. Let's read what a 15 is. Herbs. You find some herbs discarded by one of the villagers. Roll once on the herbs and potions table to see what you've discovered. This may be given to any member of the company after the scenario. Okay, so we'll have to check to see what we got later on the herbs and potions table. Okay, so we've got treasure, and then we picked up some herbs and potions. So that's pretty good. Okay. This guy here, he's a crossbowman, so he's going to reload, and then he's going to shoot at this zombie. So 15 to 15 minus or plus his shoot of 2 makes that 17 plus an additional, I believe, damage of 2 for a crossbow. Let's double check. Crossbow. I didn't write it down. God damn it. Hold on. Yep, crossbow is plus 2 damage. Okay, cool. Alright. Cool. Alright, so this becomes 17, 19. So that's going to be 19 minus 12, which is 7. So that Zombo is skewered. We will add him to the list of the dead. Alright. Our friend the mushroom here is going to move up. Because I want some support for the Templar. That's what I want. I don't want my poor Templar to be unsupported. So we're going to move the mushroom up. And he is going to engage this wounded zombie. So we are looking at a roll of 11 to 12. So we're going to win that. 12 is exactly the same. Does a regular hound have any pluses to damage? I think they have a +1. Let me double check. This is just a regular hound. Yeah, he doesn't have any pluses. Alright, so that's just going to all get eaten by the zombies. Oh no, he's going to have a +2 because he has a buddy fighting. Okay, so that's going to be 2 points of damage, moving the zombie to 1. Bonk. Alright. Well, Templar. Templar could try to kill the wounded zombie or could try to kill the fresh zombie. Let's go ahead and we're going to try to wipe out the fresh zombie that's here. That's what we're going to try to do. Yeah, that one we need to re-roll. Alright. 18 to 2. So that's going to be, I believe the Templar has a +2 fight, right? Or does he have more than that? Let's see. Templar has a +4 fight. Okay, that's good to know. So that's 22. So that's gone. Plus an additional 2 damage is 24, which means that that zombie is goo. Clearing heads is what we're doing. All right. We're doing a pretty decent job of it too, to be honest. It's a shame we lost our doggo, but we've checked 2 of the 6 markers so far on turn 2. Pretty happy with that. Let me check some stuff. What's the Conjurer got? Conjurer has no pluses to fight or anything. That sucks. Oh, he has a +1 from the hand weapon. Okay. So I guess the Conjurer will fight This stupid bat that engaged him over here. Wow, 1 to 2, really? I mean, at least my guy's not gonna lose. Even if he pushes the bat back, it doesn't make a difference. He's still gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, we're still gonna have to deal with it either way. That is unfortunate. Alright, so we'll leave it as is. And that is all my guys activated, all the enemy activated. So now we're going to see what our event is. Rolled a 7. Collapse. One of the buildings determined randomly collapses. Any figure and or within 2 inches of the building immediately suffers a +4 attack. Oof. I have 2 guys inside the buildings. That's a bad time. That's a really bad time. Okay. Okay. So I guess let's do one of these numbers here so we can this building here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Oh, come on. Not 5, 6, or 7, 8. Not 5, 6, or 7, 8. God damn it, it's 8. Alright. Our recruit now suffers a +4 attack. Okay, so 8 with +4 is 12. I rolled an 18. So my guy thankfully is fine. But this building is gone. So, that's interesting. Okay, cool. That's actually kind of cool getting to remove a piece of terrain like that. That's pretty fun. I'll be honest, I was not expecting that to happen, so that's actually really cool. Alright, shit. Okay, into the next turn, I guess. Well, we might as well keep trying. I think I'll keep sending my minions around and keep having my boss try to get all the objective markers. And so he's going to move 7 and then an additional, I think, 4. I'm assuming we round up. So he's going to move an additional 4 up here. There we go. He still has this piece of loot with him. Alright, well he didn't get to group activate, which sucks, but it is what it is. So the enemies get to go. Oh man, we only have 2 enemies on the table? Man, we have knocked it out of the park. Hell yeah. Alright, so, well shit, zombie's gonna attack my mushroom, because it has the lowest life. So, 17 to 1. It does not matter how well that mushroom does, that mushroom is also dead. God, this zombie just really fucking hates dogs. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. This one zombie has killed 2 of my dogs. That's fucking terrible. And then the bat is going to attack the conjurer here. With 4 to 1. My guy is going to win the combat. So what he's going to do... he's actually just going to move away an inch. Is what he's going to do. Like that. Now, the reason I'm doing that, there you go. The reason I'm doing that is because that bat can now be shot by my archer. You can't shoot into combat without risking hitting your buddies. And let me rephrase that. In range of the Shadowdeep, you can't shoot into combat. hard stop. In Frostgrave, you can shoot into combat with risk of hitting your friends. So a lot of people I've seen that play with the Frostgrave rule for being able to shoot into combat. You just have a chance of hitting your friends. But I don't want to have a chance of hitting my friend. So now that this building has collapsed, I have a clear line of sight with my archer, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright. Poopy. Big poopy. Okay. So that's all the enemies. So let's go ahead. My archer is going to reload with his movement action, because you can do that as an archer. And then he's going to shoot that bat. 6 to 13. No matter what, I don't have 7 points. So it doesn't matter. So that was pointless. Let's see. My boss is going to come get this thing over here. I have another clue marker over here. I think I'll just send my recruit to go get the clue marker, to be honest. And he'll take the herbs with him. And he'll just move his 9 and try to get over towards that clue marker. My conjurer is going to cast a heal spell. Let me rephrase that. Conjurer is going to move to the clue marker, and then he's going to use a heal spell on himself to heal, I believe, 4 points of damage. I don't think there's any. I think it's literally just you get to heal 4 points of damage. Let me double check it. Heal. Target any fighter within 6 inches, up to 5 points of lost health. Okay. So he's going to heal himself. That's one of the 2 heal spells he has. Because spells in this aren't reusable things. They work a lot more like cantrips. So. Okay. So he's going to heal himself and he's going to sit on that marker. Next up, we have my Templar, who has to avenge the 2 hounds that this fucking zombie has killed. So, he's gonna hit that zombie. 15 to 1. That's gonna be 19. Because of his plus 4. 19 to 1. That's gonna be 19 points of damage going in, minus the zombie's 12. 7 points of damage. This zombie is goop. Alright. We will add that to the zombie tally. Okay. So the only enemy we have on... Well, I guess he can move up to the marker now, so let's do that. Yeah, he'll move up to the marker. Can't do anything with it, but... because you can take your actions in any order you want. So the first one he'll do was fight, and then he'll move. Alright, we don't have any enemies on the table, minus that one bat, which is good. We have 2 guys at 2 more clue markers, and we're on our way to the rest of the clue markers as we enter turn 4. Okay, let's roll on a dice. We rolled a 5. I think we've done this one before, but let's double check. On the event table. Ba, 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 ba. Nope, we actually haven't done this before. Place 1 giant rat as near a hero as I can while still being in contact with the building. More than 1 hero will qualify. Roll randomly. That would probably be my recruit, to be honest. So. Okay, so that's going to be the recruit back here. It's going to be just this giant rat. It's going to be just outside of an inch. Right there. I guess all the commotion has stirred up that rat to leave its home. Okay, so now we have 2 giant rats on the table. Okay. So, we are now into the ranger phase. So I'm going to take my leader right here. And we are going to move him up to this house, which is locked. And we're going to try to gain access. To do that, we need a TN 8, either pick lock or strength. However, my boss has an ability called focus he can use once per game, which will allow him to add a +8 to any roll. So I'm going to auto pass that and auto gain access to this house. So we're going to do that. Just boom. This is our house now. All right. We own this house. So that's going to be his... No! Gobbo down. Gobbo down. God damn it. Stay in the fucking house, dude. So that's going to be his house. Alright. So then we're going to move into the monster phase. Giant rats are just going to move up and fight people. So we'll do this one first, I guess. So, bonk. Giant rat, going to bite him. 15 to 1. So we win, and then the giant rat has an armor of like 6 or something. It doesn't matter. It has 1 hit point. It's goop. It's just goo. There's nothing else to it. It's gone. We add it to the tally of giant rats we killed. Okay. Then this one, gonna move in and attack our recruit. God, this building is cursed. Next round, giant rat attacking our recruit. 15 to 15. The recruit has a hand weapon of +1, so he's going to win that, and it's going to do 3 points of damage to the giant rat, murdering it. Okay, this building is just like not happy. It's like, no, how dare you gain access by using your abilities? Okay. All right, that's it for all the zombies. We've cleaned the table pretty much. So now it's going to go over into my turn. This guy here is going to check this one. We're going to see what it is. We're going to roll in that clue table. We got a 5. Survivor. You have found a badly wounded but living villager. Treat this figure as one of your companions with the following stats. Okay. So I'm happy I painted this guy up. Alright, we have a new little friend who joined us. That's our new little friend. And then we have... We've got this guy over here in the back who's also going to roll for that. We got an 11, which is a mutilated body. You discover a body with strange bite marks that appear to have been poisonous. Make an immediate survival roll to see if you can determine the nature. Okay. This guy doesn't have any bonuses to survival, so it'll just be whatever I roll. As a 1, that means I can't. Okay, well, that's good to know. There's some kind of poisonous dead body over there. Good job. Good job. Alright. Let's see. My archer's going to reload and then just pretty much stay where he is because he has a nice view of the battlefield. And then my recruit, he's just going to move up to this marker, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. So, shoop. And he's going to take his herbs with him. And he picked up. Okay. So we found a new buddy, which is pretty cool in case one of our doggos dies. Because I think the next thing just carries on after this. So I'm going to assume this buddy's just coming with me. Because that logically makes sense to me. Because I don't think we're going to go back to base before the next one. And then whenever the mission ends, we'll drop our buddy off. So then we're going to go into the next turn. So let's roll. See what event we get. We got a 6. Did we get this one already? Yep, we already got that one. So this is going to be 9. Disease. Any player that is reduced to 0 health during this scenario must make a health roll TN6 or suffer from disease in the next scenario. Use a figure starting health to make this roll. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a marker over there because we're going to do that as an after game bad boy roll so we know what we need. Okay, well there's no monsters on the table. So, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to activate my boss, right? And he's going to check to see what this is. So let's roll for that. I rolled a 12. We already did that one. I rolled a 1. The body of Aventine. So that was the missing ranger. You've discovered the body of the missing ranger. The figure discovering the body should make an immediate armory roll. If successful, it recognizes the Aventine's sword as magic and brings it with it. This sword gives +1 fight and can be used by this figure for the rest of the scenario. If it can normally use a hand weapon and can be given to any figure in the next scenario. After that, the sword must be returned to the king's armory. So when we go back to base, we turn it back over. Alright, so I made a 16, so we now have a magic sword as well from Aventine. Okay, there's no monsters to activate, so I'll just start pulling my guys closer back to the middle. Zoop. Zoop. Right, in case more baddies show up. Because we do have to go the full 8 rounds, so just in case more baddies show up, I'll pull everybody back. They'll regroup. Alright, I guess my boss would have moved after finding the magic sword. So he's carrying a magic sword and a piece of loot. God, this guy is lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. And then the recruit, who has been an absolute baller, and is over here. No, you can't see him at all in that one. Alright, well he's going to check the next clue marker. Roll for that. He got a 1. We already have that one, so I think we're going to have to re-roll for that. Yep. God, stop rolling 1s. Jesus. Alright, 17. Okay. 18. Crap. Let's see. So we have, what ones, just so you can see what I'm saying. Alright, so what ones haven't we found yet? We haven't found strange tracks. And we haven't found a zombie. Because I'm pretty sure the clue table, I'm pretty sure you can't get duplicate rolls on the clue table. Otherwise we could find Aventine's body more than once. Alright, so this is going to be a 50-50. We're going to say 1 to 10 is strange tracks, and then 11 through 20 as a zombie. We got a 4, strange tracks. You discover some very odd tracks. Make an immediate track roll. See if you determine their nature. At a 3, we do not. God, we failed like every fucking skill check. Alright. And then he's just going to move his 6 to try to regroup with everybody else. Okay. And that's going to be the end of turn 5. Let's see. Alright, so let's make a roll and see what happens on the event table. Got a 7. We already did that one. We already had a duplicate once, which was 9, so we'll... same thing with giant rats. 5. Alright, we did that one already. Oh my god. 4. Place one zombie adjacent to one randomly determined clue marker. There are clue markers on the table, so what we'll do is we'll place it where one of the clue markers was. So I guess like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Be over there. All right. Cool. All right, going into turn 6. My boss is just going to move up and join the pack. Not really do anything else besides that. He's just going to move up and join the pack. Like that. And then the zombie's going to get to go. And it's going to move, and get to here. Zonk. Okay. And then my dudes are going to get to go, so we might as well kill the zombie for some experience. My archer is going to fire his crossbow. A 17 to a 3. That is going to be another dead zombie. Nice! We'll add that to the tally marker. And then I guess we'll just move the recruit up. Everybody else is just going to wait. Yeah, that's easy enough. End of turn 6. End of turn 6, going into turn 7. Let's see what happens. Alright, hold on. Let's look at this table. Let's see. We have a couple events that haven't happened here. We have... Yeah, doing cards for this is definitely much better. Next time I will have cards. Because I cannot for the life of me find my Malifaux cards. But we'll use them next time. Alright, so let's see. Which ones haven't happened? We haven't had terror and then 3 different zombies show up. So that's going to be... We're going to count this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to do. Alright, 2. Place 4 additional zombies in the same positions as the starting 4. Okay. That's a big enemy increase. That's pretty cool. No wonder my dudes did so well. We didn't get any of the additional zombies. Alright. Alright, so turn 7 then. Well, fuck, we might as well get killing. My boss has a move of 7, so he's just gonna move up and zonk the zombie on the head with his stick. So yeah, we'll just bop that zombie on the head. 16 to 9. That's gonna be +3 to 19, plus another 2 damage to 21, which is going to be more than enough to knock out another zombie. Yeah, I guess my guys really lucked out and we never, like, got swamped with the zombies, right? Like, as it's adding more now, we pretty much cleared the table. So, we kind of lucked out with none of the zombies spawning in the beginning. Alright, now the zombies are going to get to go. Bonk. 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 Yeah, I feel like the Templar hasn't murdered enough. So let's get murdering. Hello, zombie. Wow, 19 to 5. Jesus. Okay. I guess we're not murdering. How much life does the Templar have? Please tell me it is more than like 5. Okay, Templar has 12 life. Sweet. Okay. So this is gonna be get reduced basically to 8. So Templar is gonna take 8 points of damage. Oof. Youch. Okay. That sucked. Well, the archer's gonna shoot the zombie over here, I guess. Might as well roll it. 16 to 14. 16 is going to become 20 plus an additional 2 damage. Minus 12. Yeah, he's gone. So he only has 6 life. Another one bites dust. Man, my Templars really let me down. I expected the Templar and like the Hounds to be this like crazy wombo combo that could just like move around the board and murder. But man, he's really got his fucking ass kicked. 2 of his Hounds died and he got fucking beat. Well, Conjurer's going to move over here and he's going to cast a heal. Reduce this to 3 damage. Ay, ay, ay. It's his last heal. And the recruit might as well come move up and zonk the zombie that zonked him, because the recruit is like a fucking murder machine. What did I get? I got a 6. Plus I'm going to have plus 2. So that will bring me 9 to 10. Doesn't matter either way. There's not enough points there to get through the damage. Ah! Okay. And then we're going to go into the final turn of turn 8. And let's see what happens. I think now we pretty much just have zombies or some kind of terror thing. So let's give it a roll. 2 additional zombies at the center points of 2 different randomly determined table edges. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 1 here and 1 over there. They are pretty much so late into the game, they're not really going to be able to contribute to anything. That one might be able to fight my boss, but that's about it. Okay, as we wrap down on this final turn, alright, well, my boss unfortunately is not within range of anybody, so we might as well send him to go do a little bit more XP farming. Huzzah! 19 to 15, that's going to go away, plus 3, plus an additional 2, makes that 24. That is now an unzombie. Now, you know, my boss has done a good job, even if the Templar has been a massive disappointment. My boss has murdered everything he's tried to, which has been awesome. Okay. So now all the enemies get to go. This zombie here is in combat, so it's going to go first. So it's going to attack the guy with the lowest health, which in this case will be actually the Templar. Uh, 18 to 11. My guy cannot get 7. No, actually he can get 7 points. Can he? So he's +4, +2 for having a buddy. Oh, he's going to be 1 point short. Damn it. Okay. 18. 7 more points going in. He is almost dead. Oh, that really hurts. Man, the Templar fucking sucks. Alright. Well, this guy's going to move up. And he's going to force combat with the recruit. 17 to 15. That'll go away. +1 makes that 18, which is 6 points of damage, which is just enough to kill the zombie. Alright, so real talk. The recruit has been a beast. So much math. Yes and no. The math is all very simple. And now that I've played a little bit, you can see how quickly I can do it. It's all very simple math. Pretty much everything that goes into... Oh shit. My Templar has an additional +1. He should have won that fight. Because he would have the 4 plus the 2 plus the 1 for the magic weapon. Yeah, he should have won that fight. Or at least tied it, so both sides would take damage. Right? Because that's what happens when you tie it. Both sides take damage. Which would mean that this would be an unzombie. Sorry, I'm correcting myself as I go along. I was about to say, there's not very many pluses and minuses you need to remember. And then I was like, oh, I have an additional +1. And the last zombie is just going to be a nothing. He's not going to do anything. Let's see. The archer's going to move and shoot. 20 versus 2. Nah. Alright, and that's going to be the end of turn 8. Because I'm not going to engage in any more combat with these guys. We've called our luck enough. I think we're good as we are. Okay, so let's do some of the post-mission stuff. And then we'll talk about Rangers of Shadowdeep as a concept overall. I think that's what we'll get up to. So I'm going to pop back to this guy here because I think we have additional stuff. Assuming the Rangers have survived and proceed to scenario 2, which we're going to do. All figures that survived regain their full health. Rangers gain experience points for the following achievements. +2 for each giant rat or zombie. +6 for each clue marker. Okay, so we have okay, so let's go through these starting at the top, going down. +2 for each giant rat or zombie. So we've got 4, 8, 10. Alright, we're just going to keep a running tally here. 10 for that, and then we have what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, right? 20. Next time I will do this part in Excel, but that's a conversation for the next one. Okay, and then we have 6 for each clue marker. We did all 6 clue markers, so that's going to be 36. Beautiful girls here. 12 XP if Aventine's body is discovered. 5 if the sword is recovered. So we did both of those. 17 for that. And then 15 for the survivor. We did not do the other 2. Okay. So that's going to give us a whole bunch. 66, 96, 98. 98. notes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bounce over here. We're going to come over here to this sheet. And we're going to say experience of 98. And then... oh, I'm sorry. That goes in the progression points section. Oh, I take that back. The Warhound did not survive, so it does not get progression points. And we need to make bad boy rolls for it. And then we need to make rolls to see if it's diseased. Everybody but the doggos survived. Okay. Alright, so that's all of that. So let's see if our doggos are gone. Alright. The campaign. We also get to calculate experience, roll for treasure, and reorganize if we want to. Alright. Let's see. Injury table. The Shadowdeep is a deadly place, and it is inevitable that not everyone who ventures beneath the dark clouds will emerge. Whenever a figure is reduced to 0 health or less during a scenario, it's removed from the table. Evil figures are assumed to have been slain, but heroes have been knocked out, captured, or otherwise incapacitated. After the game, the player should roll once on the survival table for each of these heroes that was reduced to 0 health or less. When rolling for the ranger, the player can choose to add +1 to the result after the die is rolled. The meaning of each entry is explained below. Alright. So let's roll for the mushroom first. The mushroom has a full recovery, so he's back in action. The doggo is a permanent injury. Ooh, that sucks. Okay. Now we roll in the permanent injury table for the doggo and see what it is. He has a 17, which is a smashed jaw. It's particularly bad considering he's a giant running mouth. Let's see. Okay, so if it was rangers, it would have more of an effect. But since it's not, it's only a -3 for leadership rolls. But he's a dog; he can't make leadership rolls anyway, so that's a nothing. All right, so it's basically he got off scot-free. Okay, now let's do our experience. During this scenario, you get experience. Let's see, ranger levels. Oh man, I'm like 98 out of 100. Ah, that sucks. Okay. Shame. My ranger is not good to go up a level. Oh well. Okay. Well, next time. Next time he'll get to go up a level. I was 2 points of experience short. Alright. Let's see. Oh, we have to make a disease roll for each of those guys. So it's a TN 16 using their base health as an additional plus. So 8 for the Warhound and 6 for the Mushroom. Okay. For the Warhound, I rolled a 7. 7 plus 8 is not 16, so he's diseased. And the Mushroom is fine. So the Warhound is going to be diseased for next time. He got out scot-free from his injury, though, so I can't feel too bad for him. Wait, no, I did progression points wrong. I take that back. Okay, so everybody gets 2, unless you've been reduced to 0, at which point you get 1. So our friend the mushroom's going to get 1, and everybody else is going to get 2. And our friend the warhound is going to get 1. Okay, so that's cool. And then we get a roll on the treasure thing. See what we get. We got a 20, which is a magic item. We also get to roll on the herbs and potions table, but let's do our magic item first. Magic item table, let's see. Got a 20, a fate stone. What is that? Ooh, what's a fate stone? To re-roll 1 die that it makes. Ooh, that's cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's give the fate stone to the Templar because he just sucks. He just is terrible. And we're gonna give the magic sword we found to our recruit. And now we need to do magic mushrooms. Let's see what magic mushrooms we got. I imagine my mushroom guys are very happy about finding magic mushrooms. Alright, herbs and potion table. Let's see what we get. We'll roll. We got an 18. This is a potion of slow fall. I'm going to give this to the conjurer, I guess. I don't know where else to give that, so we'll give it to the conjurer. Alright. Well, that is all of our post-game progression campaign stuff and everything all wrapped up. Everybody survived, which is good. And we've got an extra buddy to go with us into the next one. We've got a townsfolk. We probably shouldn't take him on the next mission, but in my brain, we're not going to leave him in the town filled with zombies. That just doesn't make sense to me. So we would just take him with us, right? That makes sense in my brain. And then whenever we go back to base, he'll just stay there. But until then, in my brain, he's going to stay with us. So, yeah. As far as my team did, my Templar did a horrible job and flummoxed all of his rolls, though he has a ton of pluses. The recruit was amazing and just a pure murder machine. And my boss also did really good murdering everything in close range. He never cast his Bat Buddy or his Fireball spell. I just really didn't need them. But we very much lucked out in this scenario where all the additional zombies didn't happen right away. So, they... oh, so itchy. My leg is just so itchy. They kind of came on at the end, right? When we could kind of gang up on them. That worked pretty good. But yeah, Rangers of Shadowdeep. Very, very similar to Frostgrave and stuff, right? Very similar to Stargrave. If you've ever played any of those games, this is super, super simple. I love the opposing dice system in these games. The really nice, simple, single dice roll. Right? So, the single dice roll is just, in my brain, the ultimate way to do dice. It's a lot of fun. The defense minusing out of this does lead to some more math than like some other games have with some of their opposing dice rolls, like Star Wars Legion, for example, where you just like count how many I have versus how many you have. So it does lead to some more math, but I don't particularly mind it. It's still less math than something like 40K has in it, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. It is a less visceral system than if you were to play like the Death from Above style Battletech, which we played on the channel before. It is a less visceral system than that, because that just like that's a very fun kind of dice roll thing, right? Like with this, you don't really know how well you did until you get all your rolls in, right? Until you add all your pluses and minuses and stuff. Like if you roll a 19 or something, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do well, but it's not like, man, that's amazing. You know what I mean? Using the D20s instead of the D10s or D12s from Silver Bayonet is a really nice thing because it gives a wider range of rolls that can happen, and that means that combat is not as swingy. Like we had some punishing rolls there where basically my two dogs got one shot. But if they had been troops, they would have both survived it and just been pretty badly wounded. Just being dogs, they're more prone to being one shot because they have considerably lower life. Like the mushroom, for example, here has literally half the life that my Templar does, right? But that's also why he costs a third of the points. Less than that, right? Like, he's like a fifth of the cost of the Templar. So yeah, so that's pretty good. It's really cool the building collapsed. I like that a lot. That was really neat. That was a cool event. I felt like all the events were pretty good. None of them were really like crazy, like oppressive or anything. I thought that was pretty cool. And overall, my team felt pretty good. I went into this with kind of like a knowledge of how these kind of Joseph McCullough games worked. So I kind of built a team that I thought would do well, if that makes sense. I didn't just like slap together some dudes and be like, let's go, you know. I was like, okay, I want an archer, I want 2 brawlers I can go out and fight together, I want a spellcaster, I want my boss to be able to do buffs and stuff, because usually in the first couple turns sometimes you can't see anybody, you know, stuff like that, right? Like I kind of made those decisions, so I kind of prepped my team a little bit for doing well, I guess. So that's pretty cool, and they did well. But yeah, really fun. So gonna play the next scenario. The next scenario, I'm either gonna do it next weekend or the weekend after. One of the two. I'm not sure which. It will probably be the weekend after because I need to do a little bit of setup for that scenario. This scenario was zombies and bats, or zombies and rats, but in my case I used bats. The next scenario is actually like poisonous spiders. If my team hadn't flubbed all their rolls, we would have seen that the venom and the tracks we could have found were made by like giant spiders. So I need to find some kind of mini that will like fit for giant spider. I'm not super sure what I'm going to do yet, but I need something that will kind of like do that and do a good job at it. Because the enemy pool that you have in this game is going to repeatedly return throughout all the scenarios. You know, and they have a chance of like showing up all the time. So I'm not super sure what I'm going to do with those. I might make the giant spiders like maybe like some kind of like weird ghosts or something. I think that might be kind of neat, but I'm not mega sure yet. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. This was very fun. I was up till close to midnight last night redoing some of my craft room. You can probably see like my paint racks and stuff. They're behind me on this shelf now that I have. redoing some of my craft rooms so I can play like this easier, right? I enjoy these kind of like little solo games. I think they're really fun. I look forward to doing them a lot. I really like setting up for them, right? Like, you know, I think that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I guess before I call it, I can talk about a couple things that like, I feel like would make the game more responsive for me. One, having those cards, 100% having the cards. I'll have those for next time. I have some Malifaux decks floating around somewhere, but for the life of me, I don't know where they got to. So I'll grab those next time. Definitely having the cards would make that part easier. Be less dice rolling. Be kind of like a fun, different mechanic, which is really good. What else? You could put all of your experience into Excel and just have it auto add for you. That's a thing you could do. Really easy, like within like maybe like 2 minutes of setup, you could do that really easy. So that might be a thing that I do. Make an experience calculator for each scenario. What else? Oh, I want to make some clue markers. I want to make some nice, interesting clue markers. Although these dice worked really well because then they could move around with the character if there was something they were carrying, like a treasure token. It would be cool to have thematic clue markers. So that's something I'm going to be looking for STLs for certainly, like 100%. I'll be looking for some clue markers there. Besides that, I have some more trees to add to my tree table to make it more tree-y. So I'm going to try to get those painted before next time too. So we're going to take probably 2 weeks. So not next week, but the week after. We will probably play scenario 2, and we'll take our guys for a spin. See how we do. But yeah, overall this was really fun. I had a really good time with Rangers Shadowdeep. Super cool stuff. Super cool stuff. I can't wait to see more of the next scenario. I've actually watched someone play basically through like all of the scenarios, but I'll be honest, it's been a while and I've kind of forgot what was happened. Like I totally forgot that one of the buildings would collapse, but that was really cool. So yeah, I know the next one's with giant spiders. But that's all I know about it. I think we like try to burn their trees down or something, which would be pretty darn cool. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was fun. Little intro to Rangers of Shadowdeep, and yeah.